So good morning, all of you. Again, we'll start today's session. So without wasting time, first we're gonna discuss the economic calendar. So just bear with me for a second and let me share the economic calendar for today. Now, I hope everybody is having access to my screen, right? So just before we proceed with today's data, let me discuss the previous day's data and how the market have reacted on this data. So moving ahead, we've been discussed about the GDP data for the GBP, which is very important, and we have discussed about lot of data which are coming from the Germany and which will have an impact. So today we see when we discuss the technical things on the chart and we try to analyze that how the market have reacted on this data which have been released yesterday. Moving ahead, we've been discussed about the US data and we have been seen a very good surprise and a very strong fall in the gold prices towards the downside. And then when the speeches have been started, a sudden spike have been happened in the gold prices, right? So the reason for that is the speeches, which I've told you that Fed Bostic speech is very important, right? And we have given the interpretation of his speech into our BMN Capital report, which you can download from our official Telegram channel. Moving ahead, we have seen the bill auction also, right? Although the interest rates are nearby, there is no such surprise into the market. But yes, on a very smaller basis point of increase, we have seen on T-bills, right? So that is the reason the dollar is getting attracted, and we have seen a sideways movement in the gold. Right now, moving ahead towards the Friday, although in each and every session I told you that Friday is the day for Wall Street to book the profit. Not only the Wall Street, but especially all the major traders or the big players of the market, they try to book profit today. So whatever observation which you have developed throughout the week, today they are not going to get work, right? Now in the late night, we have the net long-term tick flows, right? So we've been discussed this thing data. This is the data which is related to the bond market, right? Tick means the treasury data, right? Which we have discussed already. That China is dumping, India is dumping short-term T-bills, right? So this is that data which will tell us that whether the money is uh, inflow or there is an outflow from the US economy in terms of the bond, right? So the actual is 220 billion. That means previous it was 30.9 billion, and all of a sudden that means people are buying the short-term bonds for the US, and it is an indication that US is getting lot of revenue or remittance, right? Inward flow of remittance, which is a good sign. Then moving ahead, the foreign bond investment. Previously, it was negative, right? But right now, it is 85.6 billion, right? The reason for this is because of the tariffs, which they have sanction on a lot of countries. To settle that, they have to invest into the bond market, and that is the reason there is a positive inflow of dollars into the US economy. So moving ahead, if I talk about the Fed balance sheet, it is almost same, but there is an difference of zero point zero 0.01 trillion because it is in trillion, so it's a very big thing. And we all know asset should be equal to the liability, right? So 6.58 trillion balance sheet they have, and right now they are having a $37 trillion of debt to be paid, right? So we need to do the scrutiny on this, but don't worry, we'll discuss everything on the chart, right? And we go to the balance sheet and try to understand it because it's a very big thing. Lot of data and information is given. So today at 3:30 p.m. we are going to take the Q&A session in which we will be discussing all those things in a manner. So from the next time you will have an idea just by looking at the data that what exactly the data is telling you. Now, moving ahead, if I talk about today's Asia session, then we have the foreign bond investment. So here, previously it was negative, now it is positive. So again, it is a good sign for JPY, right? That means inflow of foreign investment is increasing into the Japanese economy. Then the stock investment by foreigners into the Japan. Previously, it was only 124.9 billion, and right now it is 1141. It's very huge, right? So we need to see the newses, and we need to do a very deep scrutiny that why the stock investments by foreigner into the Japanese company is increasing, right? We need to have an understanding of it. Now, moving ahead, so this is the data which is soon going to be released, which is the harmonized inflation rate for the Germany. This data is important, especially if you are trading into the DEX, right, which is the DE40, which is the indices from Germany, and it will definitely have an impact on the euro pairs also. Then we have the same inflation data for the Italy also, and for Italy also we have the IT 140, right, which is the Italian index, and it is being provided by BMN Capital into the indices. Now the foreign exchange reserve data for India, which is going to be released at 3:30 p.m. according to the IST, right? And if I talk about the Dubai timing, that around 2 p.m. they are going to get released. And why the foreign exchange reserve data is important, I'm continuously saying in all my briefings, because if they are increasing their reserves, then we need to check in which specific asset class they are increasing the reserves. Either it is precious metals or the foreign currencies, right? And from their official website of Reserve Bank of India, or if you're analyzing the foreign reserve for any other country, like for Russia also we have, and we need to see this, right? The Russian foreign exchange reserve, because they are also holding lot of, I think Russia is at fourth or seventh number in terms of holding US bonds, right? So their data is also very important, right? So we need to see. Moving ahead, just before the start of the US session, we have the Canadian housing start data, and all the housing data are the leading indicator of the market, especially for Forex. So previously it was 254, and the expectation is for the consensus is for 260K, and the forecast is for 250, right? That means 4,000 lesser as compared to the previous indicator. This is the forecast. But if I talk about the pool and what consensus we are getting from the analyst, that there will be a surprise into the market. And if this thing happens, that means the economy is performing very good. It is a very good indication for Canadian dollar. So if you're trading into Euro CAD or any Canadian pair, you should buy that if data surprises and come more than the previous figures, right? Or more than the expectation. Even the 260K is also very good. Then we need to see the foreign securities purchase. That means how many central banks or big institutions are buying Canadian dollars for their reserve, right? Because Canadian dollar are directly correlated with the crude oil, right? And it is a commodity currency, right? So to buy or settle their trades of crude oil, a lot of people have maintained their reserves of Canadian dollars. So we need to see that, right? Moving ahead, then for me, the most important data for this, which is the New York Fed Service Activity Index. We've been discussed in our previous webinar that New York Fed is having the permanent voting right, and it is the bank who is responsible for injecting more liquidity into the market. So they are settling, right, their short-term bonds, right? That means they are buying the bonds from the banks. So they are giving dollars to them, and they are taking their bonds back. So they are giving more liquidity into the market. So this all this activity can be traced from this report, right? Which is very important, very important for US. Then moving ahead, we have the industrial production data. So it is 0.2% previously. And if things are going really very good, which the all the data figures are have been told, we have seen the PPI data, we have seen the CPI data, right? We have seen the initial jobless claim data also. So everything telling us a very good picture about the US economy. So the same thing should be shown in this data figure also. right? So if industrial production is increasing, all these things are very good. That means industrial production should be constant or increasing. That means economy is right now in a contracting phase, right? In an expanding phase, sorry. Then the capacity utilization. So previously it was 76%, and right now the expectation is also of 76%. So there is no such surprise. Now comes the manufacturing productions, right? So it includes manufacturing related to defense sector, right, which is the most important industry for US. So we need to see a sudden spike into this, right? Previously, it was 0%, right? Now we can see a surprise because a lot of operations are right now going on by the US Armed Forces, right? And they require a lot of metals, right? In terms of ships, planes, and all, right? A lot of big defense deals are happening. So we need to see this. Then we have the NAHB Housing Market Index. So this is the housing index for the US. So we need to see this and seem like the PPI, they have a benchmark figure. So if the data is nearby the benchmark, that means that sector is performing very good. If it is below, the sector is not performing that good, right? So previous it was 39%, which is not a good sign, right? We need this rating to be around 50, right? Or above the 40, and although the consensus is for 40%. Now at 8 p.m. Tonight, we have the inflation rate data for the Russia, right? And it is very important. Russia is right now engaging with Ukraine, right? Then the Iran issue, and now the most important news which they have done is that they have activated their God hand, right? So it's a nuclear defense system in which all the nuclear missiles, right, which they have different locations. I think almost 70 locations are there where they have their nukes, and they are on an activated mode. First time we have seen this radio active signals coming from Russia, right? After a very long time, I think almost 40 or 45 years after the World War, they have activated this. And this means that if any country triggers nuclear missiles, right? Automatically, all the missiles, all the nukes which are present in Russia get activated, and they will target their enemy countries, right? And they don't require any kind of confirmation. Like the president have the emergency button, so there is no emergency. But if something happens to Putin, automatically all the missiles have been launched, right? And this is the start of the World War, right? Which I've been telling you again and again. And all this scenario are telling me, whatever story I have told you, that the downside for gold and precious metal are limited, right? Because there is tensions. And I have confirmed this news from the Russian newspapers also, and from the Western media also, right? So I'm telling you the Reuters report. If you want, I can share you the detailed report also, or if you search it on Google, so you'll find it. So this is very important. So over there, the inflation is rate for the, if I talk about on year basis, at 6.6%, it's very high, right? And because they are engaging in a lot of struggle right now, so inflation is high, so they need to maintain it. And how they maintain it, we need to see that. Then after the Russia's inflation data, at the same time, the Bowman speech is going to happen, which will give us a lot of insights related to the future outcomes. Then we have the oil rig counts data. So rigs are the industrial setup from where they extract the oils, right? So how much total rigs are there? So previously it was 542 and 409. Now we will see that how many rigs are being activated right now. Every rig have a capacity to extract oil, right? So if lot of rigs are activated, that means they are producing more oil. So there will be high supply into the market. Prices will going to stabilize for oil, and their reserves or the inventory data is also going to come positive, right? So this data or this hypothesis get confirmation from this data. Okay. So that's all from my side. And at Saturday also we have the Fed Jefferson speech, which is also important. And then we have the Nagel speak from the German bank. So these are the data which we need to focus. So we've been discussed. Now, before moving on into the chart, now I want to see that how the market sentiment are being trading into the market rate. Okay, so for that we use a website which is called the CME Fed Watch tool, right? So over there we'll see the probability of a future interest rate come, and it will give us the sentiment of the market, right? So just give me a minute. I hope the screen is visible to all, right? After 12 days, they will have their FOMC meeting, or the Fed interest rate decision is going to get happen, and how the market have reacted. Just give me a minute. Let me refresh it. Those who want to take the note of this, this is a very important website, and this is the one thing which will give you the sentiment of the market, right? So over here you can see the probability chart, and it's very surprising that on 28 Jan they are going to release the data, and what is the probability that at which specific slab the interest rate is going to be happen, right? That what is the figure that what we can expect that the US interest rate is going to range in between 350 to 375. That means the 3.50 to 375, right? So there is 94.5% probability that there will be no interest rate cut, right? Already they have in their previous FMC meeting, they have cut the interest rate by 25 basis point, and now the interest rate is at 3.75%, and inflation, PPI, CPI, everything is normal. So there is no chance of rate cut, and the market have given us the probability with 94.5%, right? So the sentiment is that for a very longer period of time, especially for this one, there will be no interest rate cut because everything is normal. And if this happens, the bond yields are going to get rise. USD is still a very lucrative investment for a lot of people, and it is a good sign. And which we have seen in the tick data also, people are buying the US bonds or the US securities, right? And only 5.5% probability is there, right? That there will be a massive interest rate cut, and the interest rate would come below the 3.50 thing, right? So it's there. But yes, you need to check it on a daily basis, because on a daily basis, people used to trade into the derivative of the interest rate, right? We have the CFTC data also for this. People used to trade into the options and the futures. That's the reason we have given the prior volume, prior open interest, everything, right? So if here the things are increasing, so it's a kind of signal that yes, the risk sentiments are changing into the market. Where the probability is high, the probability is shifting toward an interest rate cut. That means dollar is going to get weaker, and there will be a strong impulse will come into the gold prices. So this is the one thing which I'm getting after analyzing this data, right? And apart from this, you'll find a lot of other data also at this website, right? I'm talking about the 10-year yield futures and all, right, which we have discussed, the tick data, how the people are taking positions. You'll find everything, right, of the latest auction. Okay, over here if you click, you go to the US Treasury website, and you will have the access to the tick data. So now let's move into the technical charts. So just let me share my screen. So this is gold now. We've been discussing gold, right? Yesterday also. So this is 1 hour time frame. So just to give you an idea that yesterday when we have taken the session, the prices are trading in a sideways range, and we have given that there is a very strong resistance, right? Which I marked by the orange color, and then I have marked that right now gold is trading in a ascending range, ascending channel, right? And this is that channel, the red line. Focus on this red line. And prices are getting rejected from there, went down, and again taken the support, right? From from this level. Just give me a minute. I think something. Now the new data is yes. So this is yesterday, and we've been discussed that prices have came down at the resistance of the channel, which is overlapping with our 78 and 21 EMA, and I've told you that I want 21 and 78 SMA band to be pointing outwards, then I'll take a buy call. But surprisingly, yesterday we didn't get any unidirectional trade. Market is moving sideways. That means this area, right? This area is a very strong area, right? Again and again, price is taking support from this area. And if I talk about the above, so this is that area, right? So we need uh, market to clear this area. Till the time we are not getting anything, it's better you should take very short-term trades. When you find prices at the support level, take the buy for the target of the resistance level. If you get rejection from this, take a sell call for the downside, right? But yes, this is not a very clear statement by me. So we deep down into this chart and try to understand that what kind of opportunity we can expect today, right? So see, this is the low point, then prices went up, then again went down, then again went up, then again went down. So if I want to draw the trend line just by looking at the current price action, and if I connect this dot, so this is my next resistance area, which have been missed right now. And over here, again, a channel kind of pattern has been formed right over here. See, now prices went down. So here are two, let me make it bigger so it will be more visible to you, right? Just give me a minute. Yes, now it's visible. So this is the area, and over this area, those who have taken the sell call, they have their stop losses resting over there, right? Prices went down, but the momentum has been lost because the RSI have been oversold, and right now the RSI have given or started the moving for the upside, and right now it's sustaining its ground above the 50 level, which is an indication that yes, buyers are in control. And we have seen that in this candle, the prices have taken the liquidity of the previous candle. That means the bulls are very aggressive at this point of time. Although my 21 and 78 SMA, you can see over here, they are in overlap. So it's better you wait for the prices to give you a close above the band, right? If you get this, taking a buy would be very good. If prices again went down and give you a close from the low of that candle, you can take a sell call. But the probability of prices going up is very high, and it will sweep the liquidity over here. So I'm still bullish for gold, and I'm expecting the prices to go up, right, in the US session or before the US session. And if prices in the next upcoming candle, if again prices get the momentum for the upside and try to move above this level, I'll take a buy call from the 4614 level for the target of 20 points, which will be around at 4624, which is nearby my resistance area, right? And if that candle give me the close above the high of this candle, then I again take a buy call more, right? So this is the thing. And if I have a look, so we've been discussed the RSI and a lot. Let's have a look on the ADX for the 9 period. So right now, still the ADX is below the 35. So below 35 ADX is a sign of sideways movement, right? So this is the prevailing trend, which is the sell, and sell is getting weaker, and all of a sudden the buyers are into the picture, but still the ADX is flat. I want that green line should be going up, and the ADX is also should be going up. That means the trend is also strong, and whatever is the prevailing trend is getting stronger, right? And right now it is flat. That means for a time being, we are not going to get any good signals, right? Now, in this case, what we should need to do, right? Take the weekly pivot, right, which we have discussed on the investing.com. Go to that, take the previous week high, low, close, and today's week, this week's open, and place it, and you'll find a lot of support and resistance area. Draw your lines, right? Then take the daily pivot and then mark the lines. And if you find any of your resistance on a daily basis aligning or overlapping with the weekly, then this area will act as a magnet and act as a strong resistance or support. So prices will tend to come at this area. So you can take a buy till that area, and from there, if the prices are getting weaker, you can short it, right? Because prices will face lot of struggle if the weekly and the daily pivots are overlapping. So today is the day to use the pivot levels, right? And high probability that after the 14th candle, right? This is H1. After the 14th candle, you'll find a very good moment, or at the 14th candle, you will be see a very volatile moment. Okay. And I told you that the probability of prices going up is very high because again and again prices are pushing towards the upside, right? And we have seen this range, so we need this range to be clear. Now let's move on to the silver chart, and we are not going to discuss a lot of things on silver, right? So although still we have drawn this trend line have been broken, right? Which I have used, right? This is the correct trend line, right? By the H1, and this trend line is being respected by the market. This is the first touch, second touch, and third touch, right? So, but one, two, three candles have been created by the market to push the prices above the high of this candle, right? So I will take only buy calls when the prices move above the high of this green candle, right? Till the time the probability is very high that prices will come down. From here to here and sweep the liquidity which are resting below it, right? Those who have taken the buy, they have put their stop losses either here or either here, right? So the expectation is that the probability of a sudden spike towards the downside is very high. You'll find a candle or the next upcoming candle which is very big. All of a sudden they will come down, and then you'll see exhaustion in the candle. That means that candle have uh, came into this market just to wipe out the buyers, those who have taken the trade, and then the market is going to move in the upward direction because it have again started making swing highs, right? That means the higher high formations and the lower high formations, right? But yes, wait for the prices to come down, and this is the concept of premium and discount. So if I take this whole upward movement, right? So if I draw my Fibonacci from this low to the high of this area, that means this area, right? So below 50 is my discount area, and right now this is a premium area. So I would wait for the prices to come below, which is at 61.8 or 75.5. This is my discount area, and from here, if reversal is happening, then I am thinking towards the buy call, right? Although because gold is moving sideways, high probability the silver is also going to move sideways. Now let's have a look on the RSI. So in this two dips, RSI have not been oversold. So still the oversold have been into the chart. So this is going to happen that prices will come down, and once the oversold is done, and this will happen like this, that prices come down, then again move upwards, then again come down. We'll see a divergence is being created into the RSI of 5 period, then taking a buy call is very good, right? And for taking a sell, it's not the correct time. We need at least two red candles, right? And we need the breach of the low of this candle to be happen. If this candle successfully breaches the low and give me the close below it, on the very next candle, I take the sell call, keeping my stop losses above the high of this swing point and for the target of this area. So this is for the silver. Now let's move on to the US oil. So previous day when we are discussing about the US oil, and we have seen the data, and today we have the oil rig count data. So we have given the projection that prices will take a short-term correction for the upside, and then it will move downwards, right? So it have taken a very minute correction for the upside, and then prices have went down, and right now they are taking support over here, right? At this consolidation area, right? But prices are trading near the resistance level, and whenever prices are trading near a support level or a resistance level, high probability that there will be a sudden spike to break this prices. So for me, crude oil, I am bearish, right? And I am expecting prices to go down, right? Yes, I'm expecting prices to go down, and if I see my alligator indicator also, and if I see the difference between the moving averages, which it consists, right? This three, it is also expanding, which is an indication that yes, prices are going to go down. Now, let's take more confirmation from the RSI. So over here, the lowest point, then again, low have been broken, but RSI failed. That means a bullish divergence have happened. Then again, prices have given a bullish divergence. Then again, they have failed. So a lot of people, those who have taken or traded this divergence, they have kept their SL either below the low of this candle or below the low of this candle. And I am very much sure that prices are going to go down and swipe the liquidity. So taking a sell call would be very good. Now the next point, see this high point and this high point. So over here I have the lower high, high and lower high. Over here I have the high and higher high. That means here prices are making higher high and here prices are making lower highs. So there is a divergence, and this is called hidden bearish divergence, right? That means prices try to push upwards, so they have gained a lot of strength. That is the reason the RSI have spiked above the previous swing high, right over here. But here prices failed to go over the high. That means they have given all their efforts, right, to push the prices upwards, and then their power have been exhausted, and sailors are right now came into the picture and they are pushing the prices downwards. So the probability of prices going downwards is very high. I am expecting a sudden spike, right, into the prices, and when this liquidity sweep from this area, so over here we have the imbalance also, over here we have the order block also. So this will be my target area, which is 58.84 right now is the current price, and 58.14 is the start of the order block area. So almost I'm getting 70 pips of movement, which is very good. So I'll take this right now. Moving on to the next section, which is the indices. So yesterday we've been discussing, we have identified this inverted head and shoulder formations, right? Prices went up. We have given that we'll see a sudden spike into the prices. We need a break of this trend line. And this trend line breakout has been happened at this area, right? And again, the prices went up, went down, then again went up. And right now they are making a formation, which may be a flag pattern or maybe a pennant pattern. So we need more confirmation. That means prices will come down at this area, which is the area of our alligator, right? Then again they will move upwards. Either they will make a flag pattern like this or a pennant pattern like this, and this is a bullish continuation pattern. So I wait for the prices to clear this area, and high probability that at the time of release, at the 14th candle of today, you will see a sudden spike into the prices for the upside, right? And we'll see that soon the US 30 is going to make a all-time high, and Trump will be very much happy, because if all of a sudden there is a very sharp fall into the prices, lot of people from this world, those who have invested into the US denominated assets, they will absorb all their liquidity out from the US market, right? So they will withdraw their funds from the US market, and if this happen, this is a nightmare for the US. So government is not going to do that thing, and that is the reason they are pumping more liquidity into the market to the banks, and from the banks directly they are converting that investments into the stock market to pump the US market prices. That means whatever turbulence are going on, just to show the world that yes, US is still performing good, it is making all-time high. Right, even the gold is also trading on the all-time high. All the indices are also trading on the all-time high. So this is not statistically correct, right? Because this is very riskier asset. There is a safe haven asset. How this can be possible? That safe haven asset is also increasing and the indices are also increasing when there is lot of geopolitical tensions, right? So this is the thing which you have to keep into your mind. Now let's discuss the Euro USD. So over here. Our analysis went wrong, right? Because we are expecting a sudden spike into the prices for the upside, but prices tend to move upwards, but they face resistance from the alligator indicator and again fail down. And right now, again, they are sustaining over here. And if we see this pattern, so this is the flag, and over here, if you connect the dots, so this is a bearish pennant pattern, which is a continuation pattern for the downside. That means there is still more room for the downside, and we've been discussed that this is the buyer which have pushed this week's price high, and for sellers the whole week they are pushing the prices downwards, right? And we have seen that if we get a close below the low of this candle, and I've drawn this support area also, so we have find this area also. So now the downside is more aggressive. Right now, let's have a look on the H4 also to be very clear. Yes, so prices tried to move upwards, then again went downwards, and right now it is moving in the sideways direction. So if this low is still have not been breached, but yes, if you are a very aggressive trader, if you take the sell call, the probability that in the upcoming time or in the upcoming candles, the low of this candle would be tested. So that means right now prices are trading at 1.1606, right? And the low is over here is 1.1594. That almost 10 points, 10 pips of movement you're getting, right? And if that candle successfully give you a close below the low of this candle, downside is more aggressive. Now let's have a one. It is on a daily time frame, right? Prices went down, taken a correction, and right now the candle is also very low because here we have a base setup which will act as a resistance. But in the upcoming data which we've been discussing, the probability of prices going down is very high. Yes, if you find a reversal from here, so your target would be around this area. I am talking about on a daily time frame, and today is not going to get happen. So today only think of Euro USD coming downward. That means USD is giving you a strength. That means whatever analysis we have discussed in the gold, right? So gold will go up, but is not going to make a all-time high today. The area will act as a resistance because by looking into the Asian price action, this is the thing. But yes, till the 3:30 before the US session, when we start the Q&A session, lot of things can be happen. So I request all of you to join that session also. So whatever developments have happened between the duration between this, we'll discuss that on the chart and try to see whether the biasness are still active or we need to change our biasness. Now, this is the BTC USD. So we've been expecting prices to go down and they are going downwards, right? And right now they have sustained over here. So this is the low point. This is the low point. I have a bullish divergence formation over here, right? You can see over here. So which is an indication, yes, right now the bulls are active, right? And probability, but my prices are still below the alligator's mouth, right? So I need the clarity in this area, right? I am talking about this area. Till the time this area has not been cleared, taking a buy would be very risky, right? So wait for the prices, have patience. Once you get the candle giving you a close in H1 above the red line or blue line, it is a sign you can take a buy call, right? Till the time, just wait and watch, right? Because those who have taken buy call, and if buyers are losing their power right now, so there will be a stop loss sign. So what will happen? Prices will move upwards a little bit, and all of a sudden there will be a spike, right? And all the stop losses which are resting over here will be stopped out from the market. So this will be the probability, yes. But yes, the chances of prices going upwards are very high, and same kind of pattern which we have identified in the Euro USD. See a sudden strong candle, prices are moving downwards. So I'll place my support area over the low of this candle, right? Which is also a order block also, along with a very good imbalance. So I need clarity on this price action. If I'm getting a reversal, which I get already, and with the divergence, so the probability that yes, the in the upcoming time the price is going to clear this area, and once that is clear, then taking a buy would be very good, because we have been discussing that on a fundamental basis. If we do the maths, BTC is still undervalued, right? According to the energy cost thing, right? Now let's have a look on the GBP USD also, and this is the last thing which we're going to discuss. After that, we'll close the session. So this is the GBP USD. We've been expecting prices to go down. Prices went down. Then again, same kind of pattern which is being forming into the Euro USD. Same kind of pattern have been formed. This is the pole, and this is the flag or pennant is happening, right? Let me draw it over here to give you more clarity. So this is one thing, and now this. Okay. So this is the pole, this is the pennant. So if you want to take a sell call, wait for the test of this apex. Apex is the center point where the two lines are intersecting in a triangle. This area will act as a strong support or resistance area. So wait for the prices. That prices will come at this level, test this level, and once they get weaker and whatever swing they have made, and from here, after rejecting, if they clear that swing, this is the point you need to take the sell call, keeping your stop losses above the high of this candle. And whatever is the size of this pole, same uh, same points of movement you can expect if there is a sharp fall into the prices, right? So that's all for my side. I hope you have enjoyed this sessions, and this session have given you a lot of clarity. And after getting this clarity, you'll get a very good trading opportunity. But yes, Friday is very dangerous. I personally try to avoid taking positions on Friday. But yes, if my setup is very confirming, then there is a high probability. And today on Friday, majority of time, don't believe me, just go on to your chart in whichever script you trade and just take the snaps of all the Friday and put it on a single word file, right? And try to analyze. You will find lot of market structures, and before giving you a genuine breakout, market will give you a first fake out, right? And this is the same case which is going to happen, right? So this is a bearish pennant pattern have been formed. If prices wants to come down, so first they will give you a breakout for the upside, right? To change your biasness. So prices will come, instead of testing this apex, you will see a very strong candle. You take the buy from that candle, and in the very next candle, all of a sudden the prices will fall. This is going to get happen. And if without testing the above resistance area, if you see a fall in the prices for the downside, that means it is a trap. You should take a buy call for the upside. Okay, so suppose prices are going downwards, taken a small correction, and then you see in a very big candle going downwards. If this happens, that candle is a FOMO candle. Don't get trapped into that FOMO candle. Let that candle close, and in the very next candle, you will see that the next candle is failed to go below the low of that FOMO candle. And if this happens, that is the time you need to take the buy call, right? That means trading against the mass hysteria. So that's all for my side. I hope you enjoyed the session. At 3:30 p.m. We'll start the session, and before 1 hour, you'll get the link of the Q&A session for today, and that will be a very interactive section. All of you are allowed to ask me the questions, your doubt on a live market, on a live chart. You can share your screen, your positions. We do the maths and discuss everything. So that's all for my side. I hope you enjoyed today's sessions. I tried to give you all the important insights related to the fundamental part and to the technical part. And I hope you remember these sessions are recorded. You can ask for the recording for the reference. So this is Anurag signing off for today. Have a great trading day ahead. And at 3:30 or 4 p.m. today, according to the IST timing, we'll meet again. That means just start of the US session, we are going to conduct our Q&A session to give you more clarity, so you trade your dollars with very cautious brain, and dollar will come into your pocket after that. So that's all for my side. I'm signing off for today, and thank you all of you for listening to me so patiently and attending the session. I request all of you to kindly leave the Google Meet room. And if anybody wants to ask me any question, they can type in the chat box. We take the question, and in the Q&A session, we are going to give you the answers.
Okay, I
Okay,
have
thank you
already
guys.
put up the question, Anurag.
Okay, so for you, ma'am, I take these questions, right? Okay, can you explain more? 14th candle. 14th candle, according to the BMN, it's the start of the US session. So every time on the 13th and 14th candle on a H1 time frame, you will see that whatever trend you have seen in the Asian or European session is going to either get reversed or get continued. And the most biggest candle of the day are made at 13th and 14th candle, right? So I have given you the observation. Now you will see, and you will be surprised to see that how this is happening. This over here, if you look at the chart, this is 13th and 14th candle, right? This is 13th and 14th candle. Okay, this
We
is 13th
cannot
and 14th. Yeah.
we cannot see your screen, I think, wherever you are pointing out.
No, no. Over here, oh, just give me a minute. So see over here. Below you can see the timing, I think. Over here you see the timing, right? This is 13th.
Yeah,
Okay. Now again over here, see, this is the 13. After 13, the market have reversed. This is the 13 candle. See, have you seen that?
yeah.
See, 13, 14. Now see, 13th, 14, right? So whatever
Yes,
trend you have identified in the Asian session is going to continue till the level of 13th and 14th. So you should, whatever entry you have taken, if it is going into the right direction, you should take exit from that, right? Now over here you see this 13 and this 14, and then market is moving sideways, right? And right now there is no clear direction. That means on the 13th and 40 candle, there will be a very volatile movement, right? So right now, instead of taking trade, this is the day or this is the session to watch the prices carefully, because you'll get your opportunity, right? At the time when the 13th and 14th candle are forming. And this is the same time when this important data from the US is going to get released. Okay.
right. Yeah, got it.
And till the time we are discussing, we have seen a sudden fall into the prices of gold also, right? And over here, because it is almost the same thing, so the probability that prices will come down below the low of this candle, and it is a trap. Don't take a sell call right now. Okay. Don't take a sell call, right? So this is the head and shoulder kind of formations. Prices are going downwards, and this is the area of the neckline, right? This area will act as a strong support for the prices, right? So don't get trapped into it, right? And see, the prices have grabbed the liquidity into the H4 time frame, right? And right now it is moving downwards. After that, also, I'll wait for next 4 hours candle, right? So what will happen? This candle will come down, although still the 1 hour is remaining to close this candle. This candle will come down below the low of this candle, give me a close. And in the very next candle, I see that prices are going downwards, right? And then again getting being rejected, and there is a very strong wig, this kind of wick formation over here. And in the very next candle, if price is moving upwards, instead of taking a sell, I'll take a buy call, because this is kind of a trap pattern. We are not getting anything very serious about this, right? Although whatever data we've been discussing are showing that USD is going performing very good, indices are at high, people are investing in US denominated assets, and that is the reason prices are pushing downwards, right? And right now at the Asian session, which country is most active? Japan. And Japan is the ally of US. People call Bank of Japan as the banker to US, right? Whenever US is facing any kind of financial turbulence or economic turbulence, this Bank of Japan will act as a shock absorber for them, right? Because all the major US bank tend to borrow their money. They do the Japan yen carry trade thing, right? So don't get trapped into it, right? If prices went down, then again went up, tested this area, and then again down, then we think of taking a sell for a very longer period of time. And then this will be the new all-time high, which prices will renew after a very long period of time, right? Although because 4627 is my all-time high, which have already been done. And right now prices are continuously testing at this area. So I need a lower low formations over here, which haven't find yet in H4. So this is the high point, this is the low point, this is the high point. Now I need one more low formation over here. Prices will go up and fail to go over the high of this candle. And if they get rejected from there, you can take a very long term short call. And if you are holding buy calls, this is the time you should book profit into it, right? Okay.
Okay, okay. So we have to still wait for the
Still
four
wait.
hour candle to
Yes, yes, yes.
close.
That
Yeah.
means 5 hours of patience we have to keep. Whatever positions which we are going to take right now, if we are looking into the smaller time frame, it is going to wipe out our energy, right? And when the real game is going to happen, either we have already booked the loss, or either we have lost our mental stability. Because if I hold a position and it is trading near my entry, neither giving the target, neither giving me the stop losses, what I'll do, I'll get frustrated and then get out of the market, or don't trade, or skip that script, or try to identify opportunity in any other script, right? And at the same time, the 13th and 14th candle is going to form. So the good moment which I can get by having the patience, I have wasted it, because I have taken the trade when the volatility is very less. Now you can see here we have the two candles, right? The last two H4 candle, if you see, right? And then we
Hmm.
have four small candles. That means almost for 16 hours, prices either are going up, neither they are going downwards, right? So these two bulls are so strong that they are still saving the low of this area, right? So that means there is no clear direction. And if we combine this H4, this is a weekly candle. If I combine, so it's a big H4 big weekly candle which have a wick right now because prices have pushed downwards, right? And still there is room for prices to go up. So it's not a very clear direction. I need this prices to go down below more, and I want a kind of hanging man pattern or on a weekly time frame like this.
Okay.
Okay, on weekly. See, big candle exhaustion. So yes, in the very next candle, what I can expect in the next week if this candle give me the low below this area, right? Below the midpoint of the range of this candle, and in the next candle if prices are going downwards, this is a evening star formation, right? Or you can
Hmm.
say it a hammer, hanging man, whatever you want to call, right? So it is a sign of reversal. Once it is confirmed, then I'll take the sell call, right, for a very longer period of time by looking into the weekly time frame. And right now they are just trapping. So there is no clear direction. This is the two zone which I have identified. Till the time prices are trading within the range of this candle, I'm not going to get trade. Yes. But when prices came at this level and again if they are heading upwards, then I'll take a buy call for the target of this area. If again they get rejected from this area, I take a sell call from for downwards, right? And this is the sideways movement which is best for taking quantitative or statistics based trades, which we have discussed, the grid. This is the market for grid right now. This is not the market for using your strategy, which you have designed for the trending market.
So this is like a box trading.
Box trading, right? Right now, because prices are trading in the range. So you need to have and focus, right? And whatever lot size you have decided, suppose you are trading with 0.20 lot, for example. So today is the on Friday, you should always keep your risk very low. So if on a daily basis your average lot size is 0.20, so for today it should be either 0.02 or 0.04. So in case
Oh,
if you
that
face
low.
losses also,
Hmm.
that will be because Friday is the most volatile day. I'll show you my data of 14,000 trades and you will be surprised to see that majority of time me and in my team, the analyst get the is on Friday.
Okay. Okay.
That because Friday is the most volatile day, right? In Wall Street, they have the half day today, right? So all the juniors are going to book the profit today. They need to book the profit, and after 3 o'clock at the Wall Street, all the pubs and clubs are active, right?
Right.
In the normal time, you don't find anyone on the streets of Wall Street, right? But today, after the lunch break, you will be see that everybody is enjoying, everybody is doing partying, and all the juniors are booking the profit, and they'll close everything before 5 o'clock according to the US timing, and then enjoy the party because they
Yes.
get their pugs on a weekly basis. That is the reason Friday is the most dangerous part. Either you will get a very big profit or a very big loss. So
Yes.
today
Yes.
your risk
We
size
have
should
seen
be
that.
yes.
Hmm.
Today your risk size should be very small.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it.
So, okay, we'll meet again at 4 o'clock and we'll discuss the Q&A session. Until the time, I hope I'll find very good opportunity which I'll share with you. So I'll try to give you some good profit. So not only Wall Street guys are going to party today, we are also going to get party today. So I'll try my best. And that's all for my side. And I'm closing this session. And thank you, Chandan ma'am, for your response, for being very interactive into the session. And we'll meet again soon. Until the time, have a great trading day ahead. And remember what I've discussed. Right now is the time to have patience. So I'm wrapping up. I request all of you kindly leave the Google Meet room. Thank you. Thank you, guys.